Today we have got really big news. We've got huge changes to beverage packages on Princess and lots of other updates, so you're going to want to stick with me today. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is February 23rd of 2023, and I'm making sure I tell you the date because starting on all of the Princess sailings that go on February 20th of 2023 and after, there are big changes to the beverage package options that you can book for your cruise. So starting with those sailings, and I'm going to tell you all about it, how I think you need to think about it, and what you need to be ready to do for you. So starting with those sailings, the beverage packages that they are going to have available is the Princess Plus package and the Princess Premier package. The classic soda package, the new grounds coffee package, the zero alcohol package, those options are going away. So that opens up this whole discussion and this whole different way of thinking about things, about whether or not you're going to want to book the Princess Plus package, let alone the Premier package. And you're really going to have to look at what you really want and decide how much you want to pay for it. So first of all, those of you that have been here with us know Gordon and I don't drink alcohol. On every Princess cruise we have ever been on, we always book the classic soda package. When we started first cruising, I think it was $9 something a day, and then of course you add on your 18% gratuity, and then most recently it has gone up. I think it's $12.99 a day now, and then by the time you added that gratuity, it was just over $15 a day. So I love Diet Coke, so I would get Diet Cokes and the occasional mocktail. But it definitely, and I think it was generous. I don't know that we ever drank enough beverages a day to cost that much. Surely it didn't cost Princess that much. So it was a really good money-making proposition for them every time we booked a cruise and added on that beverage package. But that's no longer an option. And so let me tell you a few things to think about. So first of all, let's start with the Plus package. And I know I walked you through this the other day, but now that these other beverage packages are not available, you kind of have to think. So with this, we know that like we always get a balcony cabin. $16 a day per person is our gratuity. So there's $16. And then the Wi-Fi is also included. And that's $15 a day for one device. But if you are Platinum or Elite, you get that for half off. So for us, that means for one device, that is $7.50 a day. So now for everything that we wanted out of that Plus beverage package, we're at $23.50. That means $36.50 is the difference between what I want and how much that Plus package costs. So am I going to book the Plus package so that I can have a few Diet Cokes a day? No. And so I'll just buy, if I want a Diet Coke, I'll just buy one. And so the thing though that really occurs to me is I know we have lots of Let's Go family members who are coffee drinkers, and that New Grounds coffee package was a really good option because you would pay for a certain number of coffees for your cruise and then you used them whenever you wanted. So if you had some days that you were on board and you wanted 2 or 3 a day, you would use them. And if you were off the ship a lot and gone for a day and you only wanted one in the morning, you could even them out however you wanted, but you only had to pay for that many. Now you're going to have to decide how much you want to spend for specialty coffees. And so I don't know how much the specialty coffees cost. Could anyone who is on board or who knows, will you tell us how much those are so that people can kind of start to think in their mind what they want to do about that, if they just want to buy a coffee here and there, or if it's going to be worthwhile for them to book the beverage package. Also today when I was on hold with Princess, I noticed that they've got different music and they have a little message talking about beverage packages and how the Plus package is worth it. And so they talk about, you know, if you want a specialty coffee in the morning and then you want to drink by the pool like a smoothie, and then you want a glass of wine with dinner and a nightcap in the theater, that the Princess Plus package is worth it. And I would submit in that instance it is, because for that $36.50, that would be 4 drinks right there. And then if you wanted, you know, a bottle of water or anything else, you could, that would be included. Now, in looking at our cruise personalizer, you've got the option, you know, you can do the Plus or the Premier package, but you can also have 6 cans of soda delivered to your stateroom, and that's $11.80. And they've still got that water package available that is 12 bottles of water for $7.08. And both of those you need to order before you get on the cruise, and those will just be delivered. And so I would say definitely order them at least a week out from your cruise. And you can order as many of those as you want. If you want 3 of the packages of water, you can order 3. Gordon and I have ordered more depending on the length of the cruise and where we're cruising to. And so it just depends. Some people are happy to use their refillable water bottle that they bring along. There are lots of different things people do. Some people want to drink ship water, some people don't. And so you kind of just have to decide where you are, but I wanted to let you know that. And the thing that is so interesting to me about all of this is a couple of things. So first of all, it is clearly to earn more money, and I understand. We're going to talk about an update we've got from Kerry. He's on the Koningsdam right now, our Let's Go family member. It is clear that the cruise lines are trying to rearrange everything, do everything that they can to save money and to earn money. So this is clearly a revenue push. They're trying to make it just so everybody says, oh, I'll just get that plus package without really thinking about it. I know I overanalyze things, but so really think about, what you want. The other really interesting thing to me is you have people like me and like Gordon and I and some of you that don't drink alcohol and don't drink coffee, and I was happy to give you my money for the soda package, but so that's like a lost revenue stream now. But I know that overall people do book the Princess Plus package. If you're looking at overall stats, I am sure that they sold a whole lot more of that and will now sell a lot more of that. So from a business standpoint, I get it. Another thing that was really interesting is the other evening on our live, I can't remember if it was the one we ran Monday night or the previous Friday night. It's been going around. People have been talking about the fact that on your upcoming cruises, you cannot book those beverage packages like the New Grounds or the Classic Soda and so on. So everybody's been thinking, are these going away? And my first immediate answer was like, well, no, why would they take that away? But as I stand back and look at it, I get it, that it's an opportunity for them to earn a lot more money doing this. And so put in the comments what you're going to do about this. And I want to say Princess is not the only one doing this. Lots of cruise lines are doing this. And like I think of Celebrity, they've got their all-included is how they fare a lot of things, and you can buy it all-included so that you get their classic beverage package and their gratuities and their basic Wi-Fi. That's included in your fare when you choose the all-included fare. You can still buy the what do they call it, zero proof package, but it does cost more. It's more than Princess's classic soda package was, but it does include a lot more. It includes all if you want a Perrier or you want all of these other things, it's really nice. But anyway, I just want to say Princess is not the only one moving in this direction. Norwegian, they love to sell those beverage packages as well. Everybody does. And overall, you look at the marketing numbers on this, people book using that. It's really interesting to me what a large portion of the bookings do that and book with those. So there you go. So let me know what you guys think about this, what you're going to do about it. It'll be really interesting to hear. Yeah, and I brought this here with me. This is, a bottle of Diet Coke. And I thought, this will just make you smile. But whenever I go through security at the airport, I always go buy 1 or 2 bottles of Diet Coke just because I really like it. And I just put it in my carry-on bag. And then it depends on when I want to drink it. Sometimes I drink it at the airport. Sometimes I drink it at the hotel the next morning. It just depends. I've been known to get on a cruise ship with a couple of these in my bag because I haven't drank them yet. But so that's an option too. You can take on board with you what you want as far as like if you want to take a 12-pack of soda with you and carry it, you can do that. Now, this is like another discussion I want to come out of this. Let us know what port you have been to that they don't let you take that with you through security. When I went through, when we just were in New Orleans, when you were going through security to board the ship, we had bought a couple of bottles of water just because we always do that, and we hadn't drank them all yet. So we had like 4 bottles of water in our carry-on, and we just thought, well, we'll just take it on board with this. No, you will not be taking that liquid through. If you're bringing alcoholic beverages through, you can do it that way. So anybody else know of any other ports where when you're going through security, you cannot take a beverage with you? And luckily, I only had like about a half of one of these left, and so I just drank it really quick. But I just am telling you this to kind of open up a way to think of like, if you just want to take a little something with you, that's going to be another option as well. Alrighty, so now we're going to go through a couple of follow-ups. So yesterday I mentioned to you, and this is just my forgetfulness, so forgive me for this. Several of you actually were very nice to send me the future cruise deposit form. One of you sent me one from online, and then we've got one from those of you who are on board the ship. And so if you are going to do this future cruise deposit, and I'm telling you this so that if you've not cruised on Princess yet, or you've never done it and you're wondering, well, what do I get, so that you can think it through before you get on board, you put your $100 down. And then if you don't use it in 2 years, they refund it to your credit card. But here is what you're going to get. You get extra onboard credit whenever you apply that $100 to a cruise that you book in the future. So if your cruise is 3 to 6 days and you're sailing in an interior, you're going to get that $15 of onboard credit, or if you are in a balcony or mini suite. 7 to 10 days, you get $25 interior, $50 in a balcony or up. 11 to 16 days, you get $75 in the interior, $100. Oh, an interior and an ocean view. I should say that. Ocean view and interior are in the same category there. You're going to get $100 if you book a mini suite or up. And then finally, if you're on a sailing that is from 17 to 44 days, if you book that interior ocean view, you get $125 and $150 for your balcony and above. So it's a really good program, and I know somebody put in the comments yesterday that something happened with their future cruise deposits. If something happened to mine, I would be on the phone with Princess immediately, because when you book the future cruise deposits, they give you numbers so that you can keep track of them. All right. Really important. Hang on to those numbers. But yes, definitely call, follow up if yours get lost, make them track them down. Now, a quick update. We've got earlier in the week and the end of last week, we were talking about some of the really long lines that sometimes occur in dining on Princess ships, and I'll submit I have seen it on the other ships as well, especially the ones that have anytime dining. And so our Let's Go family member who is on the Enchanted right now, and they were on last week and were so kind to give us updates along the way. So nice. They talked to the maitre d' to just say, hey, why are we having these really long lines? And I very much appreciated the what he told her, or him, I don't know. But anyway, what they told our Let's Go family member, because he said that the long lines are very common the very first few days. He said a lot of people book a reservation and they want to pick their reservation between 6 and 7 p.m. And I get that. That is when a lot of people eat dinner here in the United States, so they want to stick with their plan. And then it also gets them done in time if they want to go to the late show. A lot of the shows in the Princess Theater are at 7:30 and 9:30. I think that's about right. But anyway, it makes it so that they can be done in time. So people really like that window. And so it says the person who is at the computer, oh, and sometimes they want specific tables. Sometimes you can just book a thing, sometimes you select a table. So it says the person at the computer in the dining room responsible for the assigning the tables cannot, meet everyone's wishes, can't accommodate everybody. And so, so if you're starting to serve people dinner at 5 o'clock, the people that get to the main dining room at 5, they're not going to be done with dinner by 6 to accommodate the influx of all these people who have reservations. So then you start to get a backup. The other thing that I think is really interesting is you also on the cruise that's sailing right now, they have got 3 groups. One that's 48 passengers, 44 passengers, and 35 passengers, and they had reserved tables for them to eat as a group, which is a really fun thing that groups do, and I get that. And so they had reserved table space at 6, but because they knew that people, if they gave that table space away at 5 o'clock, it would not be available at 6, then they can't use that table space. So all of these people, it just gets to be a long line. And the maitre d' said that as you get a little bit further into the cruise, things start to even out a little bit better, and there shouldn't be usually quite as many long lines. So I'm really anxious to hear how it's going on all of the different cruise ships. But like I've said before, if you go to dinner and there's a long line, I don't know what to tell you other than be patient, because I don't think that there's anything we can do about it. It was really interesting to me on Celebrity. Usually they'll have so when you book a Celebrity cruise, you can pick 6 o'clock for dinner, 8:30 for dinner, or you can do, or is it 8 o'clock? I want to say it's 8:30. I could be wrong though, so don't get upset with me if I am. Or you can do the Celebrity Select. So once they seat everybody, there'll be a long, long line. But then once they get that line going at 6, they seat people so very quickly. So that line is gone like that. And then if you are assigned to a different time or you want to eat, then you just go ask the maitre d', and then they'll seat you as they have table space available. So that to me went quite smoothly, but you don't have a whole ship there of doing any time dining like you do on Princess and Norwegian if you don't want to make a reservation. So yeah, just be patient, but I really appreciated that update. They said that their they said that their dinner is still taking about 2 hours, and there are 4 people sitting at their table. So I don't know if you think that's fast or slow, but be aware it's about 2 hours for your dinner there. They said that the food in the main dining room and the buffet is very, very good. There's lots of choices in the buffet, and they are really enjoying it. Gigi's there on the Enchanted Princess has been very popular. And during the, unless you're there right at the lunch rush or right at the dinner rush, it's not very crowded and it's not hard to get a table there. Finally, they said that the room stewards have done an excellent job. I know that some people, if you cruise on Holland America, there are usually 2 cabin stewards, and on Princess we've got 1. But they said they keep a really close eye. They kind of get so they know your schedule. They pop in and out, keep your towels fresh, just do anything that you need, and they're doing an excellent job with that. And so much so that our Let's Go family member said that they would rank this cruise in their very top 3 of all of the cruises that they have sailed. That is wonderful news to me. It makes me really happy that they're enjoying it this much, and that things are going that smoothly on the ship. And oh, and the other thing they said is that the Princess Patter is full of lots of really fun things to do all day and all evening, that there is plenty to do on board. And I would submit that that is Princess, I think, really does an excellent job with that. Lots of different activities, and I think it's another reason why people do take their children on them some, especially in the summertime. You think of Alaska, they have so many different activities. They have children's clubs, kids clubs for them to do, but there's also lots of other fun things that you can do as a family and as not a family. So however you want to do that. The last thing that I wanted to tell you all about is we've got an update from our Let's Go family member, and Carrie, and he's on the Koningsdam on that fabulous 35-day sailing from San Diego to the South Pacific. And I mentioned to you yesterday that they were having some sickness on board and they hadn't really announced it. He said they still haven't announced it, but he said because they are really emphasizing washing your hands so much, which, by the way, don't mistake hand sanitizer for washing your hands. Really, the best of both worlds is to wash your hands and use hand sanitizer, but using hand sanitizer does not replace washing your hands, so keep that in mind. But they really keep emphasizing washing your hands and being careful. And so and he's noticed that a lot of the musicians are returning much quicker than they would if they had COVID, and so it sounds like a little bit of that went around. I'm going to remind you all that the CDC said that that is very widespread. They put out a notice about that the norovirus, there's lots of different kinds, is very widespread this year. So for a little bit of it to be on a cruise ship, I would submit even a lot, is not unusual for a population that of that size. So thought I would let you know about that. Right now on his ship there's about 2,500 passengers on board, so that puts him at about 95% capacity. He said he's having a splendid time, and he's a really good, I know so many of you that even if things aren't going if there's a few things that you're oh, you still have a wonderful time, because that's what we do. We're so blessed to be able to get to be on a cruise. It's lovely to be there. And so you just kind of navigate and not let things bug you. But this to me ties a little bit what he shared into what we're seeing from Princess with these drink packages. Clearly, they're trying to earn more money with this. He was saying that he is a huge, and I know he is a huge Holland America fan, has cruised, I don't know how many times, but a lot of times with Holland America, and is one of their biggest supporters. He said that the food is not up to snuff on this sailing, and he said, I've even noticed it's not even quite the level it was right at the restart. But to me, here where I live, a dozen eggs when I was at the store last weekend was $7. And so to me, honestly, I think that a lot of what's going on with the cruise lines are they're trying to navigate this. They're still trying to service really good food with keeping somewhere in a budget of what they can afford, and with what not wanting to raise cruise prices so high that people are priced out of it or whatever. And so I understand what's going on with food a little bit and understand that completely. He said that even like in the Pinnacle dining room, which is one of their specialty dining rooms, he noticed that the rolls weren't quite fresh. You don't get quite as many given to you, which, you know, if you're going to cut down on, he said, you know, and it's probably in an attempt to cut down on waste. And I get that, you know, if they bring you the little thing of rolls like they do on Princess and Holland America and Celebrity, everybody, you have the option to have a dinner and a roll and some butter. If they bring you a basket or whatever you want to call it with your rolls in it and you only eat 2 of them, then you've had 4 at your table that are just going to be wasted. And so I get why they're doing that, and I think it's great. If they want to just give us a couple, and then if we need more, we'll just ask for more, that's great. But he said that like I said, the food is just not up to snuff, and so I am sure that they're working on it. I did notice, it's really interesting to me, you know, the concept of a buffet on a cruise ship, and maybe this is me, tell me what you think, but a lot of times, not a lot of times, but sometimes I can tell, as I'm sure some of you can, you know, you're like, oh, I saw that last night as something else. So I know that they really try to do their best not to waste it all. And I mean, like if you had extra baked potatoes left over, then, you know, you make potato salad, or I don't know if that's a good example, but just things like that. So I know the cruise lines are doing their best, and I am with Carrie. He's like, that's not gonna upset me. It's not going to make me not want to cruise on Holland America. It's just a heads up that like everything else, prices are going up so quickly, and these cruise lines are trying to navigate it, and I get that it's really hard to navigate it and not be able to buy the same supplies that you have always been able to buy. Finally, the other thing he mentions is just how amazing the music walk is on Holland America, and like we have received the news that the Lincoln Center stage is going to go away. I don't know how quickly all of the ships will be done with that, but he said that they have had really, really, really good music while they've been on this ship. Excellent performances. If you're new on Holland America, they've got like a rock and roll room. They've got a room where I always heard somebody playing the piano and singing, and then they've got like the B.B. King like live, like more jazz kind of stuff and popular kind of things, and then the Lincoln Center stage with your classical music. Just so many things. And then they've got things going on in the theater, their production shows, and I just really enjoyed it when I got to be on Holland America. So I really appreciate that update. So all of you, let me know what you think about these new Princess packages, the way they have decided that they are going to do the beverage packages, and what you're going to do about it, and then what you think about how cruise lines are doing with food. I am someone that I am really happy to go on them. I'm really happy to get to be on a cruise, and I'm delighted to eat what they give me. At the same time, you know, we all just notice differences, and so we talk about them a little bit. The other thing I wanted to ask you all is, I know that many of you are you keep track of things on Cruise Critic, you're busy, you've joined our Facebook group, and some of you haven't, so if you haven't, come and join us. But if you ever feel like anything in any of my videos is useful, you are very welcome if you would like to share it on Facebook or mention our channel on Cruise Critic or anywhere else. I would really appreciate that. We're trying to get more people in our Let's Go family so that we have a broader base of experiences, so we have people with more travel experience, just everything, so that we can come together and share with each other and have a lot of fun as well. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. If you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? And I will be talking to you all again really soon. And tomorrow, you know what, tomorrow we are going to talk about Princess's new releases for 2024 for the Caribbean, for New England, for Japan, and the World Cruise. We've got lots to talk about. So indeed, I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.